Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Very quickly, if you are watching this on YouTube, Ryan has tried his best. It's a very, very ridiculously sunny day here.
Yeah, the blinds don't go up.
No.
So it feels like I'm doing this through shutters, you know?
Yeah, you're worse because I'm in the shade, whereas you get that tiger aspect shit across your face.
I look like, I'm probably the worst person as well to be illuminated even more, you know, with the whiteness.
Yeah.
And I'm ill.
I'm ill as well this week. Let's talk about it. I feel like we talk quite a lot about how ill we both are.
Yeah, this is the worst thing. It's when you get it documented now, all of a sudden, you're just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
What's up with you?
Chest infection.
Bad one. You got antibiotics?
No, tomorrow I'm getting antibiotics.
Yeah. How do you know you're getting them?
Oh,
They told you.
They know me. They know me. My
you're
lungs
like,
are so shit. They're like, oh,
you're like Norman Cheers.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah, I do. As I said, the club card. I have the club card for this stuff. So it's a difference between am I getting the steroid ones?
Oh,
you know the ones they're like, you know, start with 12 a day and then 11 a day, and you move way downwards.
Yeah.
Not me though. I just take 12 a day, 2 days in a row.
Fucking hell, man. That's a brutal chest infection.
It's just because my lungs are, again, made of shit. That's why I was annoyed. I did a fucking podcast here about a week ago. It was recorded 2 weeks ago, and they put it up, and the episode was called Paper Lungs. And I was like, of all fucking weeks, I'm actually breathing out my arsehole.
Yeah. I've just had a really bad cold.
Ah, well, okay.
Brutal.
A brutal one.
Oh, fucking floored, man.
I hate it. Do you know what? I can't deal with colds more than most things.
Yeah.
Anything that makes me like just nose and dealing with that type of shit.
Yeah. It was 2 days I woke up drenched in sweat because I was fucking your man in my sleep. But seriously, I do feel terrible.
All jokes aside, though,
it's the first weekend I was away. I've been away since last Tuesday.
Oh God!
And I was doing the Frog and Bucket in Manchester this weekend. It's the first weekend I can remember for a long, long time where I haven't drunk anything.
That's rough.
Didn't have any alcohol at all. I was really nervous because you know I've got it in my head now that I don't have.
Oh, you've done that thing where
I don't have the confidence to do stand up anymore if I'm not at least one drink
inebriated.
Basically.
Yeah, I do get that. In fairness, do you know the worst? It's worse. I think the other way is well, it is the same situation, but you know when you're just like you've absolutely ripped like 5 gigs in a row. Smacked out of it,
and then you think you found the secret.
You're like, it's alcohol. I can do this. And then you watch back in the video and it's you just going.
It's like when you do a music festival, and you've taken pills that morning. And you go, I've genuinely never done this well in my life. Does this now mean that I have to take pills 2 hours before I go on stage?
Timed up though. Who is it? You know, Eddie. I think it's one of the funniest ways to enter a special. Do you ever see Eddie Pepitone's For the Masses?
No.
You know Eddie Pepitone. He walks on stage and he's just like, they all clap him on. He just goes, I'm on Molly. He goes, I've timed it perfectly.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Jesus Christ, I'm in pieces.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's why I rub shit.
We were both saying just before this that we have both seen shitloads of films. Is this cinema or is because I'm both cinema and
mostly cinema.
Right,
I've got mine listed because I letterbox everything nowadays.
Oh God, so you do. Right, I'll try and do mine from memory.
Yeah, like a real man.
Yeah. So what did I watch? I watched
Yeah.
Okay, Rebel Ridge.
Yes,
fantastic.
I enjoyed it.
Excellent.
Black Reacher is what I call it. Yeah.
That then led me to Law Abiding Citizen, which I love as a film, and forgot how horrific it actually is at the start.
Yeah,
how genuinely horrible a start it actually is for a film.
It is quite.
A guy watching a robber brutally murder and assault his wife and daughter.
It's a sexy assault too.
It's horrendous.
It really takes the edge off it if you put Y on it. But yeah.
Then I had shitloads of time in Manchester, so I went to cinema loads. I went to see Juror Number 2.
What?
Juror Number 2.
Oh, is that any good?
Really good. Really fucking good. If you like courtroom dramas, awesome.
Sometimes.
Eastwood directs it.
Oh, so he's actually pulled a good one out.
Aye, it's really good.
Fucker, what age is he now? Like,
Well, he must be 90 something easily, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And then Rich, I was staying with Rich Massari. He showed me. Is it called Boss Level?
Yeah, love Boss
With
Level.
Frank Grillo in it.
Love it.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, with Mel
Gibson in it. Fantastic.
It's a great film. Genuinely, it's like an Amazon Prime film that that often gets like overlooked or underlooked, but it's really good. Frank Grillo, it's as good as Frank Grillo I've seen him in, because usually he's kind of shy.
I'm amazed he's not been given more of that kind of shit.
Yeah, he should be.
He should be. Then Gladiator 2, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Because you've both seen that. Gladiator 2 at the
Another
cinema.
one that I was surprised. He's 86, Ridley Scott.
Jesus.
I had no idea. He looks brilliant for 86.
That's a real surprise.
Because everybody, when Mad Max came out, everybody was like, George Miller's 82 years old. And I was like, that's insane. You'd be making that 82.
That is insane.
86, Ridley Scott. Freaking out.
And then in between shows, on Saturday night, you do a matinee show and then an evening show. I went to see Heretic.
I love Heretic.
Hugh Grant. Enjoyed that as well. Very, very creepy. And then on the way home, I watched a film with Sean Penn I've never heard of called The Gunman, where he plays a former Black Ops operative in the Congo.
Well, sure. I mean, that's enough. Fine.
Right, boring.
Was it?
It was quite boring. Aye.
Fuck. See,
It
why
was really
do
quite
you do that? How can you make a film with that
How did
boring?
I don't know actually.
How do you go like?
Because it was a good cast. Javier Bardem was in it as well, so it was a good fucking cast.
Like Javier. Well, we've seen a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
This week I went and watched. Well, I watched La Haine.
Yes, class.
Yeah, I watched Heretic. I watched Venom: The Last Dance.
That is someone who really has time to go to the cinema and see what the fuck's on.
It was such a, because I was keeping Gladiator, so I had to watch everything in the thing, and then right, so it's way worse than this. So after Venom, I went and watched Red One.
Right, I saw that as well. I went with the kids to see that on Sunday.
Oh, fucking shit!
I quite enjoyed it.
You enjoyed that? I thought I give it half a star.
I thought it was quite good.
I thought it was fucking dog shit.
You didn't even like the Krampus slap scene.
Oh, I did like that. In fairness, that was pretty funny. Gladiator 2. Then I watched Layer Cake this week, and I watched obviously Ferris Bueller. You already watched Ferris Bueller as well.
I watched Ferris Bueller, yeah.
Yeah.
I could have done this podcast without watching Ferris Bueller.
Yeah,
I know it that well. Right, Gladiator 2. I am not buying the sharks at all.
No, I know.
It's not.
Everybody keeps.
It's not possible.
I've had so many people bring this up from the podcast.
Literally not possible.
Well, most people aren't after you about the sharks. Most people were after you about your just general Colosseum denying. You denied quite a lot that the Colosseum was able to do. You denied that they would be able to put water, and they were like, "How are they going to get the water here?" And
I still don't. I still don't. What I don't understand is how they dried it out so quickly.
Not only did they do that, I think they were having issues with it. I did a little bit more deep diving on this. Not only did they drain it out, they did obviously feel like it was affecting the surface. Right. So they ended up building. They only had they only over a span of whatever amount of years were they doing it. Then they just built. They just built a separate Navy place.
A separate Colosseum?
They built basically...
Like a SeaWorld?
A SeaWorld one. Yeah, mad cunts. They were like, instead of just like forgetting about it, they were like, just build another one over there and just fill that with water all the time, and we'll continuously keep the...
I don't buy any of that. I don't buy the fucking cunt riding the rhino either.
I don't know about riding a rhino.
I don't buy the baboons bit either.
Why?
I just don't. I don't know why. They weren't like regular baboons.
Yeah.
They were like freakish, like enhanced monkeys.
Well, I think they were just, I don't know.
A load of shite.
I think you're over.
I don't buy a load of the lads for gay either.
Don't you?
Why has there never been a Gladiator film where there's a lot of dudes pumping?
Well, Denzel did the interview about it. He goes,
he pumped a guy. Well, he kissed a guy.
Yeah, he pumped him. But let's just go with pumped. Denzel hammered the shite.
But you think there would be at least a scene where, see when they're going along, all the cages that they're keeping the gladiators and slaves in, just cut to one and one's fucking horsing into another one.
Oh my God.
It would make it more realistic.
Do you know what I think is the most unrealistic thing, the most ridiculous thing I've ever, because this is about Ridley Scott, the thing I don't believe is most unbelievable about all of it is Ridley Scott and Tony Scott are from just outside Newcastle.
Yeah.
South Shields.
Yeah. So is Chris Rea.
Fuck. Fuck off.
Chris Rea.
Why does Chris Rea keep popping up?
Just saying, it's another guy. He's from Middlesbrough. Chris Rea, yeah.
I mean, there is quite a difference between Ridley Scott and Chris Rea in terms
really.
of celebrities.
Not really, if you think about it.
No, I am thinking about it.
Well, he wrote one of the most iconic Christmas songs of all time.
I don't think that puts you into a massive. That's still a Z-list celebrity to me.
Z-list, fuck off Z-list.
Well,
it's so ridiculous.
P-list.
Nah,
That's
he's
a P-list.
he's in the first half of the alphabet. Chris Rea, easily.
Easily.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
What was I going to say about Gladiator as well?
Yeah. You liked it. I thought it was great.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was excellent. Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it.
I love Ridley Scott, and he also fucked me off the last decade, say.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
But I watched that and I was like, great, cool.
Yeah. I was, so I didn't realise how little Paul Mescal had done.
Yeah, he's not, this is his big.
Yeah, born in England as well.
This is his big one. Did you see him, speaking of England, I don't even think he is.
Yes, but he was born in England.
I actually don't know.
He was born in England and he was educated in England. I don't think he's not Irish in the slightest.
He was not.
I swear to God.
I guarantee.
I swear to God.
Because I'll fucking tell you, because Mr. Murtaugh was chatting about it being in the same year at school.
Murtaugh was in the same year as Paul Mescal.
Same school. So right. I already can tell that you're doing this now. You've been caught here. You're trying to do the Smart McDonagh thing. You're trying to claim everyone. Just take McGregor and Bono and be all right. No. Did you see? I did laugh at the fact that. Right, I was at right. So do you remember Cillian?
That's what I was going to tell.
Remember Cillian Murphy blanked the Queen.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and everybody's like proper Cork man, just stared her down.
Yeah.
Just give her a stare down, Oppenheimer. Right? Yeah. Then Paul Mescal, everybody's like, oh, he shook his hand. He shook King Charles's hand. They were doing like some meat thing. Mm-hmm. And Ridley Scott was, foaming at the gash and all. And then they asked him afterwards, like, oh my God, what was it like meeting King Charles? And he was like, well, it wasn't really high up on my list of priorities. So
yeah, that was a cool answer. But it really annoyed me, the American presenter. Because Americans go wild for that kind of shit because they don't have a royal family like that.
Aussies.
What was it like meeting the king? That's wild. Not really. It's fucking, even if I was into the king, it's not wild. Like, fucking calm down.
Yeah, he's paid to do public appearances.
Yeah. I was talking to Rich was telling me shit about the Romans afterwards, and we were saying how funny it would be after, because you know how one of the emperors goes mental. Yeah. Because basically Denzel Washington plays the two emperors off one another. Yeah. And then one of them goes mental and ends up appointing his pet monkey, as one of his.
We'll not do any. That's not really a spoiler.
No, it is a spoiler. But he appoints one of the monkeys as his, like, I don't know what they're called, subordinates, like second in command, right? We were thinking how fucking hilarious it would be if once they'd all been killed, the monkey was the natural successor and became the emperor of Rome.
Yeah.
Right? Because then they'd have to worship the monkey, right? But then the monkey would have to host the gladiatorial championships.
Okay.
And see the bit when it comes to does he live or die? Because he doesn't have a thumb that he can put up, they would never know whether it's up or down.
Well, can you be more clear? Can you shake your head as well? Just like that. Yeah, good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. What the fuck else was it? It's amazing. So this is very funny. Sloss is going to see it tonight, and I was just chatting to Cara, and Cara's like, "I must go see it. I haven't seen the first one though, right?" And I was like,
"Amy, I found out Amy had never seen the first one."
So Victoria goes, "I've never seen it." She was like, "I'll go to Gladiator today." And I was like, "Great." Cool, let me know. It's like he goes, it's pretty good, like compared to the first one. Like she goes, I haven't seen the first one. And I was like, I mean, all right, there's a bit of family kind of lineage you need to know. And she just went, I'm not going for the plot line, sweetie. Walked out. I was like,
fuck's sake, that's disgusting. No, she's just going to fucking flick the bean off it.
At Pedro and.
That's disgusting.
At Pedro and thing. That's why Ridley smashed this.
See,
that's why Ridley smashed this, because when I went to see it, the entire thing is full of women. Not that women are not going to be enjoying Gladiator 2, but it was mostly women.
You imagine if we said the same.
I'm going off to see.
Imagine if
I'm going off to see Good Luck Chuck.
Do you know that ballerina film that's coming out? with Anna de Armas in it. Imagine if we both said to our significant others, I want to see that ballerina film. Oh, I've heard it's not as... I heard you need to know certain shit about John Wick for it. I'm not going for the plot line. I'm going to rip the heat off it to Anna de Armas. Fuck off. Do you know what fucking pisses me off as well? Fucking... No, I'm not even going to start.
Salted popcorn.
Yeah, it's just like... the double standards are incredible. Like, it's like the fucking Magic Mike shit, right?
Oh, yeah,
the Magic Mike came out, right? 2 of those fucking films, and then a stage show. You ever seen the people? I've been in London, I've seen the queues getting into that stage show, right? Just a load of women fucking foaming. Absolutely, like, literal steam coming off. Just fucking like someone's opened up a fucking someone's opened up a washing machine halfway through the cycle, right? Just fucking pouring out of them, right? And you go, can you imagine? If there was a fucking stage show of a film that Scarlett Johansson and Margot Robbie and Sydney Sweeney had been in, and it was just loads of lads my age and your age standing in a fucking queue, pissed, going, I can't wait fucking walk, can't wait to get in there, wait fucking...
Cheering every time somebody takes the top off.
Absolutely disgusting.
I'd love to do that in cheering during sex scenes in a cinema. Somebody takes the top off. There's not much sex scenes anymore.
No, it's not. That always pissed me off as well. You know, that thing that pisses me off. See this is very funny, I'll tell you this in a minute as well. Another thing that pisses me off, Scotland fans aren't allowed to drink on the way to football, right? Yes. So like the police have boarded buses, supporters' buses, and confiscated, and they'll always do a wee tweet about it, or a wee Instagram post going, look at the haul we recovered from fucking Glen Roth's supporters club today. Yeah. And you're like, oh, fucking well done, boys. Class. Yeah. This is exactly like the time they brought down Carlos the Jackal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've got
the real wire stuff
6 bottles of Bud. Fucking good haul, boys, right? So you can, like, I've seen police stop people on the way to Hampden because they've got like a drink in their hand, right? Or if they're intoxicated and they're walking there. I've passed Hampden when either Robbie Williams or fucking Rod Stewart's playing, and I've seen middle-aged, pissed-up women take a piss in the middle of the street and just get waved on by.
Aye.
The double standards.
Rugby.
Yes.
That's what I've been
I've
been to a lot of rugby.
Yeah.
It's because rugby's not a... It's
the middle class sport.
It's a middle class posh sport. Yeah. So they're just like, oh well, they're not going to. And then you go and watch Wales, especially. Yeah. I'm not going to call it Wales rugby fans, but they're the worst of them all.
Yeah.
They're even worse than the English fans.
Yeah.
Just always be fucking shitting into the pint glass and flinging it into the crowd and shit. And you're just like, right, well, what's this now?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, the other day when I was staying down with Rich, we went for lunch, right, on a Saturday in this pub. And it was taking ages, and it was dog shit when it came as well. And but there was loads of people dressed up as various things, right? There was loads of people dressed up as Harry Potter characters, and there was a lot of people dressed up as fucking Australian people, and there was a lot of people with just beards on. And we couldn't work out why
dressed up as Australian people.
Yeah, they had like cork hats on and blow up kangaroos.
That's what I thought. Crocodile Dundee.
They were dressed up as racists. Dressed up as colonisers. So I think that and then a load of folk came by with just different hats on, right? So we're going, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it's not Halloween. Why is this happening? And we couldn't deduce whether it was a student thing or not. And after about the 5th group came by, Rich caught me saying under my breath to myself, I fucking hate life. And he was like, did you just? And I was like, I genuinely say that sentence at least once a day now.
I fucking hate
There's
life.
something happened. I've noticed it quite a lot. I'll get in the car and I'll just sit down at the steering wheel and I'll just go, I fucking hate life.
That's so miserable.
So exasperated with everything that's shite.
Yeah. One thing is, I will like everything is fucking dreadful.
So just so done with sort of wankers and this fucking.
I do get. You know my foot's in pain, right?
No.
Right, because listen to this. I woke up in the hotel and I think someone stole my socks. Right? I had a nightmare. So I was in Dublin, woke up.
You thought someone stole your socks while you were in bed?
Well, I feel like I took the socks off.
Right.
Or I got in bed, woke up, and the hotel room has been untouched. As you hope to be. You were asleep. I woke up and I had no socks.
Right.
Like everywhere I checked, I checked inside the pillowcases in case somehow they got in there. I checked everything. I was like, why did I have no socks? And then I realized I didn't bring socks other socks.
So you get right.
So I had no socks for the fuck at all. And I was like, what the fuck's happening here? Not only have I forgot the socks, I was like, that part's on me. But the ones I was wearing weren't even there. And I like yesterday, and I was like, well, what have I fucking done here? So I had a freak out trying to find socks. So I was like, right, I'll go over to the fucking Primark pennies back home. So go get socks and pennies. It was only like a 5-minute walk. But in the 5-minute walk, them ray gun shoes that you keep calling me various homophobic slurs about, cut my feet to
They cut your feet to pieces.
I swear to God. My left,
What's inside them that's cutting your...
I don't know. There was like, they were absolutely fine with socks. But my God, socks do some heavy lifting with them boys. Because when I took the 5-minute walk, I was bleeding. You didn't even feel the bottom of your shoe.
You were bleeding?
Oh,
they cut you to the...
No, it's all fucked there. Like, yeah, the whole way around. Like, there's still a big fucking down here. I don't know what was it. There's something sharp in there.
Jesus.
Shredded me. So I was already then wandering around Dublin, fucking limping. Basically going like, why the fuck? What happened to my socks? So I feel like some little bastard has come in the night and stole my socks.
That's impossible.
I don't think it's impossible.
They would be that not...
I can't explain to you how much I've checked everything in that thing. Unless I put that inside the kettle.
There is, I mean, this does happen, I think, to everyone where
Your socks
you genuinely can't find something that you knew exactly where it was. I don't know what the phenomenon is that people describe it as, but it is just, that's like what some people take as like evidence of an afterlife or spirits or something like that, or poltergeists. Like,
I just go believe.
I don't know. I've never heard them do it with socks.
It's not serious enough as well to go down to the thing. He's like, one of you bastards stole my socks.
There will be a
You would look like a psycho if you went down to reception.
There will be a logical explanation. Have you taken them off? Did you get into bed with the socks on?
No, I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
I did check in
We
case.
pished.
Yes.
Right. Well, now it's all falling apart.
Absolutely wrecked.
Right. Well, that's where you've put this. You've taken the socks off in a different part of the hotel.
Why would I take my socks?
in the room. Like you've taken the socks off.
Right,
Like
yeah.
you've been going to the toilet. You're like, oh, I better take my socks off. You fucking kicked them off, and they've gone behind something. And you would never think to look there. That's what's happened with that. You've created a story out of nothing here. If you'd have started with, I was pissed and I couldn't find my socks, you'd go, well, that's why.
But there's still no, even if I was absolutely fucking wrecked on anything, there's still a confined space. There's only so much places that damn socks could go.
Aye. Did you check the inside of your trousers?
Well, I wore the trousers again.
Right. Did you check the inside of your trousers? Is what I'm asking.
No.
Right. So what's happened is
you've
put them back on. They were stuck in between them, and then they've fallen out on the walk.
I mean, I don't know.
That's plausible.
It is plausible. Yeah. This is people are looking at me. Got in the street. It's like I'm doing a Shawshank. shaking out all your
Dumping socks in every street corner.
What's he fucking doing? So they get the dog, not the guide dogs. I was about to say the hunting dogs. Can
Did you go down to London yesterday to support the farmers?
Oh, Jesus Christ! What's going on? They're going on about inheritance tax or something.
Yeah, they're. I don't really know who I support in it at all.
It's a hard one because I'll tell you why. It's because they're a special breed. Because not only do you're like, yeah, you're right, workers' rights, blah blah blah, and then you're like, but you're all real posh bastards, aren't you?
And not all real posh bastards, but it will affect the posh bastards. It's hard because I was kind of reading about it yesterday, and you go, right, okay, they're not subject to the same inheritance tax as everyone else.
Okay.
But should they be? Because they are technically feeding the entire nation. and then you go, yes, there will be farms that have passed down to generation, and they're working like literally 16 hours a day. And then you see cunts like Andrew Lloyd Webber owns a farm, and you go,
Aye.
do you know what I mean? So
I saw Clarkson
aye,
freaking out, going like,
To the
he says in
BBC.
2001, that,
they said he was going to buy a farm just to avoid inheritance
and he goes,
tax.
that's typical BBC. And then they were like, well, you said it in the Sunday thing in 2001. And I was like,
But again, the thing is, like, he said that he was going to do that, but as long it has the farm has to be continue to work for them to avoid that.
Yeah.
So he is still providing a working farm. So he is still
yeah.
providing a service to. I don't think he's out fucking ploughing the fields or
probably is
whatever it is you
Who
do.
knows?
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should burn their crops.
You just burn farmers' crops.
That's what I would do. If I was like, which I might think, if I was an emperor, it sounds like a thing an emperor would do rather than the government. He goes, if you go out and strike, I'm going to burn your crops.
It would be a hell of a way to
Imagine the fucking pandemonium.
desensitize
Imagine
strikers. You could do anything.
that's even more
Paramedics.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
strike them and murder your family.
Yeah, can you imagine? I feel like that's how it runs in like Venezuela. Some like, anytime like one of those mad dictators pops up in like Bolivia or something, that's what he does. Well, if you want to strike, that's fine. I'll blow up the hospital.
There will be consequences.
Consequences, the severe consequences.
Right. Let's do this week's film.
Ferry Bueller.
Yes, it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now, I love this film. This is there's a trio of films from my early teenage years, that me and my brother adored. This, Breakfast Club, and Weird Science. Right, they're all
Weird
John
Science.
Hughes films.
Okay.
So initially when I picked this film, I was like, right, I'm just going to gush about how amazing and how much I love this film. I have tried to be objective and critical as I can. And in that, I have found flaws.
Yes.
I still think it's incredible, but for different reasons,
Okay.
which is interesting. Because I had a feeling you would hate this film.
So I hated this film when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Or younger. When I did see it, I thought it was a pile of shit. So I sat down and I opened myself up and went, let's do this. And then I found it a big stinking pile of shit. I had the same problem with this as I had with, it's not as good as Breakfast Club. I tell you what, I have the same problem I had with this that I had with Richie Rich
Right, that's...
and Home Alone, whereas it's a young, punchable...
Why the fuck? You've not got a problem with Home Alone.
I did when I was a kid.
Why?
We
That's
covered,
insane. That's...
that was a different one. I despised Macaulay Culkin.
Right.
So it really threw the film off for me.
Right.
And also, he was a posh cunt. Right?
Right.
That's the same way Richie Rich, even worse.
I wouldn't go
This is a posh cunt.
I wouldn't go as
Getting
far
away.
to say posh. I wouldn't say posh.
He's a
I would
fucking
say
posh cunt.
I would say his parents are well off in the same way that the McAllisters are well off in Home Alone. They're not posh. They're not posh in the slightest.
This is the start of fucking Boris Johnson.
No,
That's a Tory.
No, but if they were posh, he would be going to a private school. He wouldn't be going to regular Illinois high school.
Well, I don't know what's
His mum,
wrong.
his dad. I don't know what the fuck his dad does. His dad does some kind of business. His mum's
considering he's a fucking idiot as
his
well.
mum's an estate agent.
Yeah.
But it's not like his dad's got an incredible office when he sees dad's office.
Exactly, so that doesn't make
Right,
any
neither of
fucking-
them, they've got 3 cars,
Yeah.
but neither of the 2 cars the parents have got are incredible.
What the fuck? Didn't the sister not
Every-
drive around in a white Ferrari?
What?
There was a white Ferrari, one of the cars.
No, it wasn't.
That was a white Ferrari, and then there was the red Ferrari. And I go, why is this whole neighborhood full of fucking Ferraris?
The parents don't own a Ferrari.
The sister, did, Jennifer Grey.
She did not own a fucking... That's
She-
not a Ferrari, you tit.
she had a
Why
Ferrari.
would the teenage daughter have the best car in the house?
That's what I thought.
No, she's
That's
not.
the question I wanted
You think
to-
the car that she drives home in at the end, where they're trying to beat Ferris home, is a Ferrari?
No.
Well, that's her car.
wasn't she not in a convertible at one stage when she jumped out, when she came back to the house when the principal was in there? We'll get on to that fucking thing. I enjoyed the chase. See that whole chase scene at the end, by the way, getting home.
What he's running through the gardens.
It made no sense completely whatsoever when they stared each other out. It would have been quicker to go, there he is.
Yeah.
And the whole thing.
There's a lot of times where this could have fallen apart.
I understand it, and that was fun. Right. Yeah. So I've always hated Broderick before he went and killed Irish people.
Right. Now, I want to address this. I don't know whether you want to do it now or whether you want to do it later. Right. We got this wrong.
He killed a woman.
No, we got a lot of this wrong. We first brought this up.
He held her down.
We first brought this up in the Sex and the City episode.
Yeah.
First of all, we've got the wrong girlfriend. Sarah Jessica Parker had nothing to do with this.
Oh, do you know what? That would make more sense due to the fact that she's now like a celebrity. They like her more after the divorce, but I just realised now that makes more sense because they would still throw her under the bus if she was... She wasn't even... So she married him after he murdered an Irish person. So
this is Jennifer Grey, who is the sister in this.
Yeah.
And who is in Dirty Dancing. Her and Broderick started going out in secret on this film. Right?
Right.
Then she did Dirty Dancing. Then not long after this and Dirty Dancing were released was when they had the car accident. You had me believe... that he was fucking gutted.
I don't think he was gutted.
There was nothing involved in that at all. It was a genuine accident where a mother and daughter died.
Yeah, but what the issue where everyone's got an issue with was the fact that he didn't even say anything to the family once. He didn't, not even not money, didn't say sorry. He just fucked off to Hollywood and said, well, and every time they asked him, he was just like, that's the issue.
I feel in a horrific, the
main issue was that.
What was he supposed to do?
I mean, I feel like I would have a little bit of a conversation if I killed an entire family. I wouldn't be just like, anyway, back on the next flight to Los Angeles.
No, but if there's an ongoing investigation, it's not like you're allowed to. You're not allowed to approach the family
after all this time.
No, maybe not. Well, maybe after all this time, maybe, but maybe the sheer trauma of it. The trauma of it for Jennifer Grey is she pretty much never acted again after that crash because she was like so fucking traumatized by it.
Well,
Broderick didn't.
Do you reckon her being a dog shit actress might also?
No, don't be so ridiculous.
I might play into it a wee bit.
There's also a weird thing where nobody likes her anymore because she got her nose done. Like basically, there's a whole group of people that hate Jennifer Grey because that was like her distinctive thing in terms of a Hollywood. Because she was a Hollywood, like, there was a certain 80s Hollywood girlfriend kind of, Molly Ringwald, all that kind of. And she had the nose, and then she got that done. Yeah. And now, a lot of people say, oh, that's why she was never cast again, because she lost the nose. But then Broderick didn't have the career.
He's not good, that's
after
why.
It.
But
of course he's good. Of course. So, don't be so...
Right. He's dog shit in Godzilla.
Right, but that he's not an action star. Why the fuck would you put him in Godzilla?
That's a fair point.
Right?
Inspector Gadget. Bleh.
Right, Inspector Gadget's a stupid kids film.
I'm out of Broderick films now.
So he's in some really good films.
Okay, well,
and in this he is.
He's got a punchable face though. He's a severely punchable face.
Right, yeah, right. The difference is, right, when I watched this when I was about 12 or 13. Ferris Bueller was like the coolest fucking kid you could imagine, right? Whereas now that I'm older, you go, he's a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
Right? He's a prick that most people at school, I would hate people.
I despise them.
At that school like that.
It's a posh cunt getting away with
he's not, I'm not having his posh. I'm not having his posh, and I'm not having Matthew Broderick isn't.
He's voting
shouldn't
Tory.
Have been a star.
He's a Tory.
He should have had a Tom Cruise, Michael J. Fox career.
Maybe a Tom Cruise level breakdown, but that's about it. He fucking... if Matthew Broderick tried to do what Tom Cruise does, he would be dead.
No, he couldn't have done that. He couldn't have done that. But he should have been a romantic comedy leading man in Hollywood.
He can
after this. You can drag it out. He's got charisma up the wazoo.
He's got up the wazoo. Usually people say out the wazoo.
Out the
You're
wazoo.
right up it. I think he's I think he's a posh cunt that got away with what he wanted, and the whole time just shot over his best mate and drove him half to suicide.
That's where I'm.
It's pretty bad. It was fun to see him. I haven't seen him in anything.
Alan Rock.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since. Even in Succession,
Yeah.
he's also just shat on.
I like that was what I did notice about it this time. I did notice the fact that Ferris gets away with literally everything, and the only person that suffers any consequences is Cameron. Literally, the only consequences of this entire film land on him. Everything that happens that day lands on him.
Yeah.
Nobody else has to suffer at all.
He even has a big speech, like, it's mostly about his dad. Like, I will stand up for myself. I'll fucking do this. And then breaks the car and he goes,
What do you reckon? Because this is the first time I've gone, I reckon his dad beats him.
Yeah, that they really did. Because it was emotional and his dad pushed him around. Yeah, I reckon the dad beats him.
Because when I first saw it, obviously I just thought, it was just he's just fucking.
Maybe he gets horsed.
Just
by
takes
his
his.
father.
Well, I don't think it goes that far.
I don't know.
I don't think he's a big man.
He stares off into the distance and freaks out. And I think he's been horsed.
Nah.
I think he's been horsed at least once.
No. I think his dad's handy with the fists.
Definitely that. Yeah. But the one went up
there. There's a huge amount of theories about this film.
Oh, I want to hear
that. I'll go through. I'll go through them later on because they are quite good. I have my own theory as well.
Here's another thing. See that singing on the fucking thing? Dog shit.
Wonderful.
Hated that entire scene.
A wonderful, happy, joyous,
bullshit,
iconic scene.
Fucking nobody is cool that does karaoke.
Dankeschön.
They're trying to tell me, by the way.
Dankeschön. Oh, shake it up, baby. Now, come on, Ryan.
And he's so bad at fucking miming the whole way through it. Do you know, which is fine because he's meant to be doing a performance.
Yeah.
In the thing. But do you know what I fucking hated? Right? They were trying to put him as a cool guy because he never was once in the whole thing. Then he skipped school and then went into all this fucking blah blah blah. A cool person wouldn't go to any thing to hide their tracks. They would just skip school and get in trouble.
No, a teenage...
Second of all, the fucker went to the museum.
Yeah.
Nerd. Third of all, the other thing he did was basically karaoke in the street. That's three of them. A cool person does that.
No, I agree. I agree.
Fucking...
Apart from the baseball match, I don't think even that.
I honestly feel like
I don't think a teenager. First of all, if a teenager's managed to get himself in all day, he's wanking most of the day. That's if you're a teenage boy and you're off school on your own, you've got an entire day to yourself. That's largely what you're doing.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. I agree. You don't go to the stock exchange.
Yeah.
Right. You don't go to you don't go to a French restaurant.
Yeah.
No. You don't go to a museum.
Yeah.
You maybe go to the baseball.
Yeah. Maybe.
And you don't go to a parade.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree. It's not, but that ties in with the series.
Oh, okay, right.
What was I going to say? But yes, I agree. He's not a likable character. He's not as likable a character now
I wish the
as he
fucking
was.
guy. I wish that guy caught him.
Jeffrey Jones.
I wish he got him down and blowtorched his fucking cock off or whatever.
Who was the dad in Beetlejuice as well.
Yes.
And obviously has a...
I haven't checked because
people severely bad.
Yeah, people have messaged. I kept it for the podcast because I never read it. You probably know what he's done.
He was caught with child pornography. He had solicited, I think, a 14-year-old boy to send photos.
That puts another bit of. I should have watched that before. That puts another bit of like level onto the catching this kid.
Exactly. That's so like good. It's for a guy that's obsessed with nailing. He specifically says, "I'm going to nail this kid," right? That's why he's so good in this role because it is. He was made for this role.
Yeah, there's actually someone watching Ferris Bueller and they're going, "That exact guy did this to me."
Yeah.
Try climbing my bedroom window.
There's a bit where he approaches him and he thinks it's Ferris in the arcade and it turns out to be a girl with short hair.
Oh, aye. Yeah.
And he says, "Your ass is mine." There's a lot of bits where you go. There's a lot of bits you go. Ugh.
I enjoyed your ass is mine.
I think he's funny as fuck in this film.
He spat in a straw, did you?
Yeah. I think there's some hilarious lines that he says in this film.
Enjoyed that one, definitely.
I think the scene where Cameron phones up pretending to be his girlfriend's dad is fucking hilarious.
I enjoyed that when he
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
I did enjoy it. I enjoyed when he
funny.
threatened to. He's like, you come outside, and he's like, don't. And he was threatening to like call him out. And he's like, actually, you know what? I've changed my mind.
yeah. I've got a few things to say to you, by God. I think the scenes with him and the secretary are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I think the whole scene with Charlie Sheen is very funny. I still laughed at that. When Jennifer Grey goes to the police station and Charlie Sheen's sitting there, and he just turns around and he goes, drugs? And she goes, no, I'm okay, thank you. And he goes, no, I'm asking, are you in here for drugs? And she goes, no, what are you in here for? Drugs. Why don't you just go home? Why do you stick your thumb up your butt? Because you wear too much eye makeup.
Yeah.
My sister wears too much eye makeup. People think she's a whore. That's all funny stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed his cameo there. Now, I must say. He was quite funny, especially when they're necking at the end of it.
There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of funny stuff. The soundtrack's incredible.
Nah.
You have no fuck off.
Nah.
I
love that song.
That's a great song.
They really stuck in the old fucking 80s freeze frame ending too.
Yeah, the Zig Zig Sputnik song.
Don't know what that is.
The one where he's giving the rules about how you play truant from school.
I hated that rules shit. I
Do you
hated it so much.
Do you change his outfit every scene in that?
No.
Every single scene you come back, he's got a different outfit on. It's never explained.
I'd never noticed that. Yeah. That's quite. I don't know why I like that.
Yeah,
I like that more than
he wears a suit for no reason whatsoever, just to do the James Bond line.
I did.
He's wearing Hawaiian shorts when he's out at his pool. He's wearing.
He did. Yeah.
He's wearing some bizarre Hawaiian type shirt when he plays a clarinet.
Did Cameron try and kill himself in that scene?
Where he throws himself in the pool. I don't know. I don't think this is Cameron's first suicide attempt.
No, God, no. There's tracks on them arms.
Yeah.
And he goes running every week.
Aye. The girlfriend is for a 13-year-old boy. When I first saw this, she was like right up there in terms of like insanely hot.
Who did you say when you were a kid?
Ridiculous.
There was someone else that's quite like this that you said in another. This is also like the 10th film that we've done where obviously the teacher should be suspended immediately. But
I mean he breaks into someone's house, and he largely. I mean, I never realized until this that I always thought he disabled the dog by feeding the dog the flowers.
Aye.
Whereas he launches the plant pot on the dog's head.
Yeah.
He knocks the dog out.
What the fuck was that about? Imagine come back and find your dog completely splattered under a. I reckon that dog's dead.
No, because it comes alive at the end.
Oh, I reckon.
It ravages him at the end.
I reckon that's right. Chase him around, but it'd be funnier if he went in with a broken plant pot and just slit its throat. I'll catch you. What did you call it when you skipped school?
Skiving.
We had scheming.
Dogging is like the
dogging.
That's what they call it.
Dogging.
That's what they call it in America. Dogging school. Yeah, dogging school. Yeah, totally different. Yeah,
man, they're such stupid.
We would call it skiving.
Skiving, conniving. Nah, mitching.
Mitching.
Yeah, we would call it mitching.
Mitching off school.
I don't know where it came from. I think that's more of an old-fashioned one where we're from. I don't think we really used it. My parents would have used it. Mitching. You out mitching? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, I think we were always just skiving.
I've never skived off school.
Never?
Never once. That will shock people.
What a fucking nerd.
I was a nerd.
Yeah.
I did applied maths after school.
I did it.
It's all changed. What happened was I hit 22 and became incredibly stupid overnight.
I don't think I did it that often. I did it at uni a lot.
Oh, that doesn't count. I did it every fucking day at university.
Like the minute when I found out you didn't have to go to uni, I was like, Jesus, this is amazing.
I went to less than. Yeah, I've missed more than I went.
Yeah, probably the same. Actually,
absolutely not. Yeah, not a thing yet.
Yeah.
I remember in university, it was just like, yeah, I'd love to eat them sausages. that would be enough to put you off. They go anywhere, hungover the entire time.
Yeah.
No, I didn't really do it much in school. No,
There used to be a thing at uni where I would, because I would go home to work. Like I used to work in Woolworths in Dumfries, so I would finish on a the Friday at uni, and then get the bus down to Dumfries, and then I'd work all weekend, but go out with work pals all weekend, and then on the because I'd work on the Sunday as well, stay at my mum and dad's on the Sunday, and then the Monday I'd have it wasn't a lecture. The only things you had to go to were seminars. Because that was like smaller groups. It wasn't in the lecture hall, it was in like seminar rooms. And I had one on the Monday morning at like 9, and the only way I could get back was I had to get this 7 a.m. train from Dumfries back to Glasgow. So my dad used to drive me down to the train, and I'd get on that, sleep on that, and then I'd have to dump my stuff back at my halls of residence. And the minute I got in my halls of residence, I looked at my bed and I went, nah. And the amount I reckon of the 35 weeks of the year that I went to uni, I reckon at least 30 of them I would wake up about 1 o'clock in the afternoon with my coat still on. I wouldn't even get undressed. I'd just climb straight into the bed and just go to sleep.
I love that. That's good work.
Sheer fucking sloven laziness.
What was the most trouble you got in school?
Never that bad.
We locked my technical graphics teacher in the closet, and we put a T-square up against the door to try and jam the fucking up his ass, imagine. And he didn't really work too much. He was locked in for about 5 minutes.
I don't
he
think
opened it and smashed and everything.
The worst thing I ever did was just skipping, skiving.
I did something about. It's a weak joke, but what I thought it was amazing was this thing. He was on about Sunni Muslims, and I was like, "Dealers are shite." And he was like, "Oh, get that there." I thought I was the king.
Where did you steal that joke from?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant by the start of it. I was like, "This is a shite joke. You'll have heard of it." I thought it was. Well, see, I was about 13. I did that.
Oh, at the time you'd be the king.
I was like, people aren't getting. Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah. Did folk get it in the?
No, I don't even think so.
No.
Teacher did. He's probably. I've heard this for 30 years. You piece of shit. We had a teacher called Slop.
Slop.
He taught my ma as well. Yeah.
Of course he did.
Don't even. I think he came in with egg on his jumper one day, and he was like, "There's a fucking slap there."
Right. The main problem people have with this film is you couldn't possibly do everything they do in that time period.
Okay, so
there's a website you can go to where I looked at it last night, where people have tried to map out. You know, there's
Chicago, is it?
Yeah, Chicago. It's where all John Hughes films are set in the suburbs of Chicago. It's the same high school, technically. This is the same high school as 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, Weird Science, and Ferris Bueller. Technically all Shermer High School. Shermer, Illinois. There's a website where someone has Ice Cube's song "It Was a Good Day."
I do.
They look through that song and look at the evidence in that song, and they have managed to narrow it down to the exact day that he's talking about. Right? It's class. It's fucking class. Right? But there's another website where they try and map out whether
Ferris could get it all
Ferris
done.
could do this all day. So they've narrowed it down to a specific day because the game that they got. So they go. First of all, it would never happen. It would never happen because. First of all, that baseball match would last about 4 hours if they stayed at the whole thing, right? So they're never doing it, right? Yeah. But they managed to narrow it down to which specific game that actually was, because the Cubs used to play daytime matches.
Oh,
because
on a parade.
Because Wrigley Field didn't have floodlights.
Yeah.
So all the Cubs home games would have to be during the daytime. So they're like, right, and they're playing the Atlanta Braves because you see it on the TV. And then when Ferris catches the ball, Rooney asks the guy that's selling a hot dog, he tells us that it's in the third inning. So they've managed to narrow it down to which specific game they were playing the Braves. And then they also look at, in terms of where the restaurant is, where they would live, the likelihood of traffic on that day. And there is not a chance in hell. People have tried it. There's a website that people have challenged themselves to live the Ferris Bueller day to see if they can leave that area. And they actually hire, they can't hire that Ferrari because that Ferrari, there's like only 100 of them in the world.
Okay, right.
But they hire a Ferrari and they try and drive that, and then they go to the stock exchange, they go to the art museum, they go to a game.
Great.
It's class. I love shit like that.
I enjoyed that. I mean, that's proper nerdy stuff. Ferris Bueller's Big Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the costume changes. That also takes time.
Yeah.
Did they all go and sing on a parade?
That's the thing you can't replicate.
Just have to.
I believe you don't like the parade scene.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know. I'm straight. It might be a start.
Paul McCartney hates the fact that they use twist and shout.
Did he?
He doesn't hate the fact that they use twist and shout. He hates the fact that they put brass in it.
Okay, right, yeah. I thought it was a weak thing to say sorry after emotionally abusing his mate again. He was like all singing at karaoke. If somebody did that today, I'd be just like, you fuck yourself, Ferris. Yeah. Kind of name's Ferris Bueller as well. Stupid fucking
it's a strange, but then I suppose Cameron's a name. Sloane's not a
Sloan
Peterson.
Yeah. So I googled one or two of these people. I'm pretty sure she used to horse Sean Connery's son.
Yes, she was married to Jason Connery. Mia Sara, is
that her name?
Mia Sara.
Sorry.
She goes out, so she's right up there with, I reckon, her.
You did say something when you were a kid. There was like, these teenage movies. I mean, if you're ripping the head off it now, you'd be arrested now, Mark.
Yeah.
But if you said when you were a kid, it was.
I was young. Remember, I was younger than these girls.
Yeah, that's
when I was.
Yeah, but there was another one. I'm trying to think. There's someone along that lines.
We've not done any other.
It wasn't Molly Ringwald, was it?
No, it wasn't Molly Ringwald. Yeah, definitely wasn't Molly Ringwald. Was it Jet from the Gladiators?
No, you have said Jet from the Gladiators. That wasn't. There was on the podcast. There was someone on the podcast you said as well as quite.
It's not Kelly LeBrock. Nah, because she was older.
I don't think so.
She wasn't like a teen.
I'll figure it out.
She's in Weird Science, but we've not done that many teen movies though.
Phoebe Cates. Maybe it could have been someone in a film that you said, oh, when she was younger in a film, that could also be a thing. And we're trying to think of,
Pfeiffer, Passenger.
Okay, it's so funny. You show your age, don't you? And you pop out with a.
It wasn't Phoebe Cates, no.
I don't know.
From Gremlins.
I feel like it's a movie we've done. I don't even remember. I don't even think.
I'll go back and look.
I'll figure it out. We'll put it on the Hall of Fame. We had the Teenage Hall of Fame, and then we had the current Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We'll both have Anna de Armas in the current Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right. So,
what else did I have written down?
So they don't. So that's the timeline thing.
Yeah.
The thing that annoyed me was there's a couple of times where this could have all fallen apart.
Yeah.
Right. How when they're sitting in the taxi, and then they realise they're next to Ferris's dad. And then they switch places. Yeah. And he stares at Sloane for ages. Has he never met her?
Yeah. Pair of glasses, and he's just like.
Right. There's not a chance. If they've been going out for that long, he's never met his son's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So he would recognise her. That should have been. How does his sister not recognise Ed Rooney before she kicks him in the face 3 times?
Yeah.
Like, you can't be that panicked to not go, that's the fucking principal of my school.
Yeah. You would immediately go, what the fuck? She even pauses too. Like,
exactly.
To scream.
Aye.
And she'd be like, what are you doing here?
So, yeah, that should be. But that's a funny scene as well. That kick, the 3 kicks is funny. It's funny when she says through the intercom, I've got a wild dose of herpes as well.
Okay.
That's funny. See, there's funny lines through this.
The funny part to me was the boring teacher. I laughed at him.
Bueller.
Yeah.
Bueller. Anyone?
Watching your set.
Anyone? Yeah, it's not that far off.
Bueller. I enjoyed him.
That's so quotable.
Well.
That's so, there's so much iconic shit about this film. The car's awesome.
The car's awesome.
The guy stealing the car's funny as fuck. When they're walking away and you just see the other two get the other guy beckoning them over and they jump in the thing.
Oh,
that's funny.
Do you know what? I'll tell you one thing about the film. Not a skin blemish in sight.
No.
Very clear skin everyone had. There was a big Clearasil ad going on.
Well, what other 80s films do you know where folk are spotty as fuck?
You mean...
I know they're teenagers, but they're not going to... It's still Hollywood. It's not...
I feel like they were... but I feel like they were properly make-upped up in this.
Really?
I felt it.
Yeah. I don't think they were that bad.
Like not even a bit of like red in the cheeks in these boys. Pure, straight up fucking white, even skinned.
The idea of reversing the car to take the miles off the odometer. That's the kind of thing you would think to do as a teenager.
I do think I did think it was stupid when he hacked the computer to.
It should be that easy.
Yeah, especially on them computers.
Yeah, but that's a wee nod to Broderick being in War Games. Have you ever seen War Games? Where he hacks into the defense system.
Is this like War of the Buttons? No, all right.
What? War of the Buttons?
It's an Irish film.
Fuck off! It's an Irish. There's an Irish one called the War of the Buttons.
It's like about. It's kind of like.
You stupid wee country.
Hey.
The War of the Buttons.
It's a kid. We got to do War of the Buttons.
Oh my god!
It's a bunch of kids, it's basically like two schools going at it, like 30 each of them, and they kick the fuck out of each other and steal buttons. That was their trophies.
Oh, for fuck's
steal buttons off each other's jumpers. So yeah,
you're fucking honest to God.
What are the buttons?
Jesus H Christ!
We're doing it. We're definitely doing a movie for the Patreon, and I'm so excited about it.
The War of the Buttons.
No, we're not doing that one because I'll find that.
Is it an Irish film?
We'll have a better, funnier Irish film. We're doing for. We should do it soon, to be honest, for a Patreon. When we get it done, when we finally get to watch it, we'll do it one of those weeks. We'll do it before Christmas at some stage.
Okay.
Right.
Is it a Christmas film?
No.
There's a lovely Irish film, a Christmas film called Angela's Christmas.
Which was Angela's Ashes.
Angela's Ashes, no, that's a very different film.
No, I think, the movie we're going to end up doing is Fatal Deviation. I think we talked about it.
That sounds good. That sounds like a Seagal film.
Well, it's a Seagal fan. This guy's a massive Steven Seagal fan, and he decided because nobody was booking him to be in Seagal movies, he eventually got in one,
right?
As an extra. He decided to make his own kung fu movie in County Meath.
An Irish kung fu film. That sounds fucking excellent.
It's filmed on a camera phone essentially, and it's like folklore with us. It's a cult. It is the funniest thing. One of the dudes from Boyzone turns up. Like the whole thing, I think the budget was $2,000.
That sounds awesome.
And it is fucking hysterical and funny, and such a brutal name.
Fetal Deviation.
Fatal Deviation. We have to do it.
That sounds really good.
Before I forget about it, we should do that for maybe like in 2 weeks. Maybe if we can fit it in before thing, but I know we're already trying to do a double episode. So maybe once we get ahead, we'll figure it out. If not, but in the next 2 months.
That sounds good.
It is the funniest one we'll do for a while.
Do you want to hear the theories about this film? I want to hear the theories. Right, there's lots of theories about this film.
Yeah. Some of them are like, oh, it's a good film.
No, shut up. Like, I've tried to be objective, and I don't think you've given this enough of a chance. This film.
Haven't. I'll give you that. I think I have.
Right. The main theory is that Ferris Bueller doesn't exist. Right? And this is like Fight Club. Right? Okay. Ferris Bueller is an idealized version of Cameron in his head. Right? Cameron never leaves his bed that day. Okay. And Ferris Bueller is Cameron's Tyler.
Days of COVID by the end of it?
Yeah, Tyler Durden.
Okay, right.
So that he projects the idea of how he wants to be. So a guy that everything absolutely works out for.
So this is what's happening. That's a good theory. I enjoy that. Yeah. Mostly because that would also explain why he did such a fucking tit.
So hot girlfriend, parents love him.
Okay, yeah.
As opposed to Cameron's parents, everything works out.
At the end, then it's actually him having a mental breakdown and kicking the car and wrecking it.
Yes.
And he goes, I'll take the blame for this.
So that's like the main theory.
Enjoy that.
Right. And that makes sense in terms of nothing really, because it doesn't make sense at all that because Ferris Bueller, you would never be just allowed up on a float during a parade to sing an unrehearsed, unchoreographed thing.
They
right?
took the other two away rather than just
exactly. So it makes sense, right?
Sure.
The other theory is that Ferris Bueller is caught in a Groundhog Day style time loop, and that's how he's lived this day again and again and again. So that's how he's managed to time it so that everything does work exactly. Okay. Right? So, for example, when he speaks to Cameron first on the phone, and Cameron puts the phone down and he goes, I'm dying. And then immediately Ferris phones back and goes, you're not dying. You're just... He knows Cameron's going to say that.
Yeah.
Right? So he's timed it to live the perfect day.
Yes.
Right? I don't subscribe to that one as much.
No.
The other one I can see.
It's an interesting one. It's a good theory.
The other one I can see.
Definitely the first one by a mile. That one's I get it. You know, like the dancing on the thing. He's like, fuck it, I may as well go outwards. You know, it'd be extra fucking, what am I trying to say? Outwards, outgoing.
Right. The third one is that
he's in the Taliban.
Long before the Taliban was ever a thing. The third one, and it's not really a huge amount of theory, that Cameron's a drug addict. Because when you see...
I looked at the camera there. Where you go... You went, Cameron's a drug addict. I heard a click and I thought it was the thing turning off again. I went... I give them a fourth wall.
yeah. See, that's good stuff as well, the fourth wall breaking shit.
Yeah.
There's very few films that works in.
Yeah.
And
there's a reason for that.
I think it works.
Honks a ass.
No. My theory...
Yeah.
My theory is that it all happens, but Ferris Bueller is a real person.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller is dying of a severe disease.
Okay.
Right? So Ferris Bueller either has a tumour or a brain aneurysm or something, right? He is dying, right? So that whole thing about Save Ferris being up on the big balloon, that's real. The guys collecting at school, that's all real.
Yeah. The family are only pretending it's not happening because they're in denial.
This is his Make-A-Wish day. And everyone's in on it, right? They have tried to create, right? So he gets up every morning, right? And the brain tumour is seeping in so much that he is delusional. That's why he speaks to an imaginary person, right? When he's addressing the camera, that's his tumour and that's his mentalness, right? Seeping in, right? He's speaking to an imaginary friend that he thinks is the audience are watching his life unfold.
She sit down there for a second.
So the family have realised that he's speaking to this entirely imaginary audience, right? And they go, fuck, this poor bastard's in a bad state. We'll give him one day where everything that he loves works out, right? So he doesn't have a car, right? So, what we're going to do is now, I'm not saying that they've got everybody roped in. They've not said to Cameron's dad, we're taking your car and we're going to destroy it, right? But I think everyone's in on it. I think the parents are in on it. Okay. So they go, this fanny pretends to be sick every day. Let's go along with the charade. And then he thinks he's got one over on his parents. And then he gets to do his wee fourth wall break and talk to his imaginary friend, right? Okay. She's probably not even going out with him. Oh. So they've managed to convince her to be his girlfriend for the day. Cameron is his doctor.
Okay, right.
Yeah, he's his doctor because he's clearly older than them.
Yeah.
He's older in the film. He's 29 when he played this part. Sloane's only 18.
That makes much more sense.
He's 29.
Considering how old he is.
He's the doctor. He's going along with this.
Yeah.
And he says he needs a Cameron influence to keep him on the straight and narrow. He needs something. He needs a mission to keep his brain active, right? So Ferris Bueller, who's dying and has lost all cognitive control of his brain, now believes his entire mission is to provide a day that that saves his best friend, basically. His best friend, but he needs to have a best friend. So the doctor then plays the best friend, right? So the parents all go along with this. You need, because it's an adventure, right? And this guy thinks he's in a film, you need an antagonist. So they rope the principal in. Who better than the ultimate figure of authority that he has in his life than that, right? The sister's in on it. The police are in on it. The police, when they phone the mum, say the department are all rooting for him. That's not a reaction to anyone who just has a sickness, right? The entire town knows that this kid is dying. Right? And they're trying to give this kid the ultimate Make-A-Wish day where he gets to... So this kid...
It's not even a parade.
He's obviously into a lot of shit, right? He loves the Beatles. Fucking get a parade in the go for the poor wee bastard, right? So he's getting to live out his perfect... He catches the fucking... What are the chances of going to the baseball game and you being the only person that catches the foul ball?
There you go.
Yes. The Cubs are in on it.
I mean, this guy's got some sway, but then again, it is a posh cunt.
I'm just saying. Maybe they're not even that posh. Maybe that's
also a fake house.
Maybe this is a story that has captured a community.
Okay.
And they are now willing to provide the perfect day for this guy who's got weeks or days to live.
Okay, let's go days.
Right. And they've managed to do this. I mean, it takes a shitload of work. It's not impossible.
Yeah, well, you did say it was quite possible, but I suppose if the entire town was on something like that, you could get it done.
But then, if it's complete fantasy, like
they just put the thing. It's like, it's 6 o'clock. They're
exactly.
Like, it's a half
the
nine.
the only way you're taking it is because he doesn't have a watch.
Yeah.
The only reason he knows it's 6 o'clock is because Sloane goes, "Oh my god, it's 5 to 6."
Yeah,
he doesn't have a watch. He doesn't know what time it is. It could be fucking 8:30. It's the middle.
He takes off running.
It's the middle of the summer, right?
And he goes, "I love you," and he jumps over the thing. She's just like, "Oh, I love you."
Yeah,
and he walks around. He's a fucking tit.
I think it's very similar. It's a very similar Truman Show kind of thing. I think everyone's playing a part. Middle of summer, so it could quite easily be 8:30 at night, and it would still be that sunny.
Okay, that's an interesting theory, Mark. I mean, it's the theory of a madman. Do you know? I think it's the second. I think it's second. I did like the first one.
You think it's all in Cameron's head?
I enjoyed that. He's more likely to be the sick one as well. I do enjoy the fact that you said that this person's he's gone senile and goes fourth wall, but they can all hear it. That'd be real funny because you'd come across like if I just turned to the camera and goes, "God, Mark's been a fucking tit." And you're there going, "I can hear you."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably the Cameron one is more believable because if he has been the victim, if he has been beaten by his dad, he is going to resort to this place of
happiness,
solace. But I don't think it's out with the realms that Ferris Bueller is dying of a brain tumor.
Sweet.
Okay. And just putting it out there.
Right. This is
the first theory I've given since Home Alone, and
your theories are good. I didn't know what to say.
That wasn't met with the same agreement.
No, this one. I mean, I can't tell if I want the theories because I didn't like the film. I want the theories to be true.
See, now the theories make it a much better film for you. They do. Exactly. So you do want the theories.
I do want the theories. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, people are going to message again like the last one. Go, that's quite a theory. Mm-hmm. You know, whereas my theory is never. My theory is he's in the Taliban. You know? Yeah,
that I don't think there's any evidence to.
Oh, there is loads of evidence
that he's in the Taliban.
Well, I found a picture. That's all. More likely to be like, well, that would be Matthew Broderick is in the Taliban. But anyway, we have actually a lot of questions from the Patreon people. We'll do it in the Patreon.
We'll do it in the Patreon episode, yeah. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching Ferris Bueller. I loved the film.
The first one we have kind of not agreed on though in a while.
Yeah, it is for a while.
I feel like, in fairness, this is much like a thing. I feel like this is a coming in age film, and it's an age.
It's a film.
Coming age, and
it's a film you had to see at a certain time.
I do think
it's a huge nostalgia.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to enjoy films like that. That's insane. No. But this one I didn't.
It's a comfort blanket film for me. it immediately wraps me up and goes, I remember when I was a snot-nosed, arrogant little bastard.
For me, it was... Yeah, we have our next film's fucking unbelievable.
I know what it is, and I would say unbelievable is... It depends what we're classing as unbelievable. Because in terms of filmmaking, it's certainly not unbelievable. It will make an unbelievable episode.
I'll tell you one thing, that my favourite scene in any movie is when it's the worst written scene in the world, where in this next film, where the guy knocks on the door and opens up and he goes, did someone order a cunt? And I was like, they thought that was unbelievable.
Yes.
When they wrote that.
Yes. So next time we are doing Annie.
We're doing The Business.
Yes.
Our first Nick Love film.
Our first Danny Dyer. Our first
Danny Dyer film.
It certainly won't be our last.
Yeah. So we got Danny Dyer and that fucking tit. What do you call him? Tamar.
I don't know who that is.
Do you know this dude?
I know who he is, but I wouldn't know his name at all.
Tamar Hatan, I think it is. He does all the English gangster films, and he's always dreadful in all of them. I even seen him in Layer Cake there we were at the last day. The
tagline from Front Magazine is more cocaine than Casino, more guns than Goodfellas, more swearing than Scarface.
They were not the good things about either of those films.
No.
That shows you how much they think.
FHM said Nick Love's follow-up to The Football Factory may be the best bloke film of the year.
Dick flick.
Yes.
Dick flick. We're doing The Business.
So thank you for listening and keep giving the reviews, all that kind of stuff. You can join Patreon. We're going to go and record a Patreon episode now. We're going to answer questions and stuff. We've got more Patreon stuff coming up. Business next week. Then we're straight into Christmas and our 4 Christmas films.
Yeah, it keep you going anyway.
Yeah. But apart from that, anything else to plug?
Nah, not really. I don't even know what gigs I'm doing with this chest infection. I'm in Liverpool this weekend.
Oh well, Ryan's in Liverpool this weekend. I'm in Liverpool on Saturday.
I'm in Liverpool on Saturday. There we go.
There you go. Totally different gigs, but there you go. If you're in Liverpool, you've got a choice.
Well, there you go. We're going drinking on Saturday.
Right. We shall see you next week. Bye bye.